Hello everybody, here's another look behind the scenes on a recent project I did. Here we are getting the helicopter ready. I wanted to talk a little bit about some RC aerial photography and some of the great things it can allow you to do as opposed to using a full-size helicopter. So let's talk a little bit about the camera side of things. It's a SI2K camera. It's a 2K resolution, 2/3 inch chip. And this is a PL glass. I think it's a Zeiss Super Speed. So with this combination, really beautiful results out of this camera. It's recording and being controlled by the Cinedeck there. You see there with the Anton Bauer battery attached to the back of it, which is also powering the camera. The Cinedeck will allow us to record uncompressed, essentially a RAW. It runs on the Cineform codec out of this camera system. It also lets you record other versions of more compressed versions, but we're opting for the highest quality possible. Here you see us, we're setting up the Cinedeck, setting the project in it, but it allows you to get a really amazing quality at a really small package. In fact, I mean, if you want to lose even more weight, you can opt to mount C-mount lenses on the SIs, which would probably gain you another 3 pounds of weight loss, which could have a big impact on your flight times and other considerations. So it's a touchscreen interface, really simple to use and set up, and really gives you, allows you to do some pretty interesting things. And it's probably a good time now to talk about, this is Eric Pacheco. He is the founder and lead pilot at Airworks RC. It's a good time to talk about them. I've used them in a couple projects. Great guys to work with. He's a great pilot, of course. That goes without saying. And they put all the helicopters together. Done a few, actually some 3D projects with them, with 2 SI2Ks. In this case, we're only using 1 SI2K. But we actually just used the roof of the Range Rover here, as you can see here, as our landing and staging area for the helicopter.
We have speed.
So that's Bobby Mansouri. He's our DIT for the SIs here on this job, as well as a crane operator for this feature. But he worked a lot with these cameras on 127 hours, and a new movie coming up called Land to Watch. But here's it starting up, getting ready to take off. He was starting the cameras. And there it goes. So we're here in, this is Sonoma, California at a winery. And we're getting ready to line up a shot here. Just getting in position. Now, one thing to note is how little the vegetation is getting disturbed. If you had a big helicopter, it really blows things around quite a bit. And so the RC helicopter lets you do some shots a lot closer to vegetation than you normally could. As you can see, only the vegetation directly below the helicopter is moving. Everything else is pretty still. And there's no dust even though the ground's pretty dry. So that lets you do quite a lot more than you could with a regular full-size helicopter. Obviously, really low altitude as well. And you can see Eric there. And his assistant is actually controlling the camera. It's a remote head on the camera. That's our DP, Aaron Heck, looking on. And so, obviously, you see they're on top of a golf cart. Now, this just points out the first restriction. Even though the helicopter's pretty far away, it's line of sight only. So, I mean, that's obviously something that's not so great, but because that definitely restricts what you can do with it. But, I mean, if we had a normal helicopter, we'd be damaging these vines right now, so it wouldn't even be possible. We'd have to do the shot so much higher than with the RC helicopter. So, it's a give and take. But so what we're doing here is an establishing shot of the building back there. Um, and here's a quick peek at the wireless video feed that the camera operator is looking at.
Let's just do the primaries first. Get some nice construction shots. Yeah. Maybe some view there. Go past the sign. Yeah.
Yeah, so here you see us using the RC helicopter much like you would a crane, I guess. Except it's kind of a faster setup time than the crane, and most importantly, lets you do things that you couldn't on a crane. I mean, you could boom from ground level up to 200 feet if you had to. Um, you know, um, so it's much more than just a faster setup time. So I talked about it a little bit earlier. I figured I'd show you guys a picture. This is the 3D RC helicopter setup that I used on another project, and it's just two SI 2K bodies butted up right up against each other. This lets us get a smallest interactor we can get away with, and this also makes us use the C-mount lenses, which also saves us a lot of weight, especially when we adding another whole other camera and a whole other lens. It's a great setup, and I talk about it a little bit more on my blog in the RC helicopter article, but I figured I'd show that to you guys here real quick. So this is just another quick little look at another one of the shots we use the RC helicopter for. Um, it's just a beautiful shot. Can't wait to see it in the movie, but you kind of can't see. But off to the right, the sun is setting, and we are going to do some really close flying here. You know, you see power lines, you see lots of buildings, so it's a shot that you couldn't do with the crane. There's no room to set the base of the crane anywhere, and you couldn't do with a big helicopter. So that's it. That's all the footage I got. Just a quick look, really, at some of the behind the scenes and some of the helicopter stuff I did. Take a look at the website, steady3d.com, and you can see more articles and good stuff on there. I just want to give a big thanks to Helicopter Studios, Radiant Images, all the cameras, and Airworks RC. Here's some links. See you in the next one.